Hello, welcome to Dracula in Russian Lesson 43. If you have not listened to Lesson 42, please click on it now. If you are new to the channel, please click on Lesson 1.
Harker prepared himself for her hypnotic effort, and postly a longer and bolly serious effort on the part of Van Helsing than has been usually necessary, and sank the trance. Usually Anna speaks na a hint. No this vreme the professor emailed to ask ye questions, and to ask ye pretty resolutely, though we could learn anything. At last ye answer came. I может видеть net thing. We are still. Tam are no waves lapping, no tolka a steady swirl of water softly running against the hawser. I может hear men's voices calling, near and far, and the roll and creak of oars in the rowlocks. A gun is fired somewhere, the echo of it seems far away. Tam is tramping of feet overhead, and ropes and chains are dragged along. Что is this? Tam is a gleam of light. I может feel the air blowing upon me. Zdесь Anna stopped. Anna Emil risen as Yesli impulsively from где Anna lay na the sofa and raised both ye hands, palms upwards as Yesli lifting a weight. Van Helsing and I looked at each other with understanding. Quincy raised his eyebrows slightly and looked at Ye intently, whilst Harker's hand instinctively closed round the hilt of his kukri. Tam was a long pause. We knew that the vreme когда Anna could speak was passing, no we felt that it was useless to say anything. Suddenly Anna sat vierch, and as Anna opened ye glaza, сказал sweetly, "Would none of you like a cup of tea? You должен все be so tired." We could только делать ye happy, and so acquiesced. Anna bustled off to get tea. Когда Anna Emil gone, Van Helsing said, "This is a reminder. Remember my translates to moi. You vidit, moi friends. He is close to land. He has left his earth chest. No, he has yet to get na shore. In the noche he may lie hidden somewhere. No, yesli he be not carried na shili, or yesli the ship do not touch it, he может not achieve the land. In such case he can, yesli it be in the noche, change his feeling, and может jump or fly na shore, as he did at Whitby. No, yesli the dane приходить do he get na shore, then unless he be carried he cannot escape. And yesli he be carried, then the customs men may discover sto the box na tain. Thus in fine, yesli he escape not on shili tonight or dawn, tam will be the whole Dane lost to Yamu. We may then arrive in vreme, for yesli he escape not at noche, we shall приходить на Yamu in daytime, boxed vierch and at nash mercy, for he dare not be his true self, awake and visible, lest he be discovered. Tam was niet bolje to be сказал, so we waited in patience until the dawn. At которое vreme we might learn bolje from Mrs. Harker. Early this morning we listened with breathless anxiety for Ye response in Ye trance. The hypnotic stage was even longer in coming than do, and когда it came the vreme remaining until full sunrise was so short that we began to despair. Van Helsing seemed to throw his whole soul the effort. At last, in obedience to his will, Anna's Dielo reply. All is dark. I hear lapping water, level with me, and some creaking as of wood na wood. Anna paused, and the red sun shot vierch. We должен wait till tonight. And so it is that we are traveling towards Galatz in an agony of expectation. We are due to arrive between 2 and 3 in the morning. No, already at Bucharest we are 3 hours late, so we cannot possibly get in till well postly sunup. Thus we shall emit 2 bolje hypnotic messages from Mrs. Harker. Either или both may possibly throw bolje light na что is happening. Sunset has приходить and gone. Fortunately, it came at a vreme когда tam was niet distraction. For Emil it occurred whilst we were at a station. We might not emate secured the necessary calm and isolation. Mrs. Harker yielded to the hypnotic influence even less readily than this morning. I am in fear that ye power of reading the Count's sensations may die away, just когда we want it most. It seems to me that your imagination is beginning to work. Whilst Anna has been in the trance, hitherto Anna has confined herself to the simplest of facts. Yesli this goes na, it may ultimately mislead us. Yesli I thought that the Count's power over Ye would die away equally with Ye power of knowledge, it would be a happy thought. No, I'm afraid that it may not be so. Когда Anna did speak, Ye words were enigmatical. Something is going ease. I может feel it pass me like a cold wind. I может hear, far off, confused sounds, as of men talking in strange tongues, fierce falling water, and the howling of wolves. Anna stopped, and a shudder ran through Ye, increasing in intensity for a few seconds, till, at the end, Anna shook as though in a palsy. Она сказал нет более, even in answer to the professor's imperative questioning. Когда она woke from the trance, она was cold and exhausted and languid, no ей mind was все alert. Она could not remember anything, no asked что она имел сказал. Когда она was told, она pondered over it deeply for a long время and in silence. 3rd of October, 7 a.m. We are near Galat сейчас, and I may not iметь время to write later. Sunrise this morning was anxiously looked for by us все. Knowing of the increasing difficulty of procuring the hypnotic trance, Van Helsing began his passes earlier than usual. And he produced net effect, however, until the regular vrema, когда она yielded with a still greater difficulty, только a minute though the sun rose. The professor lost net vrema in his questioning. Ye answer came with equal quickness. This is a reminder. Remember my translates to moi. All is dark. I hear water swirling by, level with moi ears and the creaking of wood na wood. Cattle low far off. Tom is another sound, a queer Ideen-like. Anna stopped and grew white and whiter still. Itina, go na, speak, I command you, сказал Van Helsing in an agonized voice. At the same vrema Tom was despair in his glaza, for the risen sun was reddening even Mrs. Harker's pale лицо. Anna opened ye glaza, and we все started as Anna сказал sweetly and seemingly with the utmost unconcern. In the next paragraph we are introducing a new word. The word you translates to T. Oh, professor, why ask me to do что ты знать I can't? I don't remember anything. Then, seeing the смотреть of amazement на наши faces, Anna сказал, turning from Adin to the other with a troubled look. This is a reminder. Remember you translates to T. Что иметь I сказал? What iметь I done? I знать nothing, только that I was lying здесь half asleep and heard T say, go na, speak, I command you. It seemed so funny to hear T order me as yesly I were a bad child. This is a reminder. Remember you translates to T. Oh, Madam Mina, he сказал sadly, it is proof, если proof be needed, of как I love and honor T, когда a word for твой хороший, spoken более earnest than ever, может seem so strange because it is to order yea whom I am proud to obey. The whistles are sounding. We are nearing Galatz. We are na fire with anxiety and eagerness. Mina Harker's journal, 30th of October. Mr. Morris взял me to the hotel, где наш rooms email been ordered by telegraph. He being the Ideen kto could best be spared, since he does not speak любой foreign language. The forces were distributed much as any email been at Varna, except that Lord Godalming shoal to the vice-consul, as his rank might serve as an immediate guarantee of some sort to the official, we being in extreme hurry. Jonathan and the two doctors shoal to the shipping agent to learn particulars of the arrival of the Tsarina Catherine. Later, Lord Godalming has returned. The consul is away, and the vice-consul sick, so the routine work has been attended to by a clerk. He was очень obliging, and offered to do anything in his power. Jonathan Harker's journal, 30th of October. At 9 o'clock, Dr. Van Helsing, Dr. Seward, and I called the Messrs. Mackenzie and Steinkopf, the agents of the London firm of Hapgood. An email received a wire from London, in answer to Lord Godalming's telegraphed request, asking nas to show ich любой civility in ich power. Они were более than kind and courteous nas, and взял us at один раз на board the Tsarina Catherine, который lay at anchor is in the river harbor. Tam we videl the captain, Donaldson by name, кто told nas of his voyage. He сказал that in все his life he never email so favorable a run. Man, he сказал, but it's сделал нас afeard, for we expect it that we должен immate, to pay for it, with some rare piece o' luck, so as to keep vierch the average. It's net canny to run frae London to the Black Sea, wi' a wind ahint ye, as though the Dale himself were blawing nigh your sail for his ain purpose. And of the vrema we could net speer a thing. Gin we were nigh a ship, ili a pilit or a headland, a fog fell na nas and travelled we nas, till когда posle it email lifted, and we looked these, the Dale a thing could we vidit. We ran by Gibraltar without being able to signal, until we came to the Dardanelles and emailed to wait to get nash permit to pass, we never were within hail o' aught. At first I inclined to slack off sail and beat o' till the fog was less leaded. No whiles I thought that if the Dale was minded to get nas of the Black Sea quick, he was like to do it whether we would ili niet. Yesly we email a quick voyage, it would be niet to nash miscredit we. The owners, ili niet hurt to nash traffic, and the starry mon kto email served his ain purpose wad be decently grateful to nas for niet hindering him. This mixture of simplicity and cunning, of superstition and commercial reasoning, aroused Van Helsing, who said, "Mein Drug, that devil is bolее clever than he is thought by some, and he's not когда he meet his match." The skipper was not displeased with the compliment, and shol on. "This is a reminder. Remember my translates to moi." When we got past the Bosphorus, the men began to grumble. Some oich, the Romanians, came and asked me to heave overboard a big box который имел been put in aboard by a queer-looking starry Mushima just do we email started fra London. I email scenic spear at the fellow and put izich twa fingers когда не видел ему to guard against the evil eye. Mushima, no, the superstition of foreigners is perfectly ridiculous. I sent ich a budich bnasinus pretty quick. No, as just postly a fog closed in nas, I felt a wee bit as I did anent something, though I wouldn't say it was aging the big box. Well, na we shoal, and as the fog didn't let virch for 5 days, I just let the wind carry nas. For yesly the Dale wanted to get somewheres, well, he would fetch it virch a reet. And yesly he didn't, well, we'd keep a sharp lookout anyhow. Sure inuch, we mail a fair sposob in deep water vsio the vreme. And 2 days ago, когда the morning sun came through the fog, we found ourselves just in the river opposite Galatz. The Romanians were wild and wanted me right ile wrong to take ease the box and fling it in the river. I emailed to RGY ich a boot it wi a handspike, and когда the last oich rose off the deck wi his head in his hand, I email convinced ich that evil eye, ili niet evil eye, the property and the trust of moi owners were better in moi hands than in the river Danube. An email mind ye, taken the box na the deck ready to fling in, and as it was marked Galatz via Varna, I thought I'd let it lie till we discharged in the port and get rid it altogether. We didn't do much clearing that day, and emailed to remain the niched at anchor. No, in the morning, braw and early, an hour does sun up, a Mushima came aboard wi an order written to Yamu from England to receive a box marked for Adine Count Dracula. Sure in Yuch the matter was Adine ready to his hand. He emailed his papers a reet, and glad I was to be rid of the damn thing, for I was beginning masel to feel uneasy at it. Yesly the Dale did emate Luboy luggage aboard the ship, I'm thinking it was nane other than that same. What was the name of the Mushima kto vzal it? Asked Dirk. Van Helsing with restrained eagerness. I'll be telling ye quick, he answered, and stepping vnice to his cabin, produced a receipt signed Emanuel Hildesheim. Bergenstrasse 16 was the address. We found ease that this was vsia the captain knew, so with thanks we came away. We found Hildesheim in his office, a Hebrew of rather the Adelphi theater type, with a nose like a sheep and a fez. His arguments were pointed with specie, we doing the punctuation, and with a malinki bargaining, he told nas sto he knew. This turned ease to be simple, no important. He email received a letter from Mr. DeVille of London, telling Yamu to receive, yesly possible, to sunrise so as to avoid customs. A box Katori would arrive at Galatz in the Tsarina Catherine. This he was to give in charge to a certain Petrov Skinsky, kto dealt with the Slovaks, kto traded vnice the river to the port. He email been paid for his work by an English banknote, Katori email been duly cashed for gold at the Danube International Bank. Когда Skinsky email приходить to Yamu, he email taken Yamu the ship and handed over the box so as to save porterage. That was vse he knew. We then sought for Skinsky, nor were unable to find Yamu. Adin of his neighbors, kto did not seem to bear Yamu luboy affection, skazal that he email Godin away 2 days do, net one knew whither. This was corroborated by his landlord, kto email received by messenger the key of the house together with the rent due in English money. This email being between 10 and 11 o'clock last noche. We were at a standstill, Snova. Whilst we were talking, Adin came running and breathlessly gasped ease that the body of Skinsky email been found inside the wall of the churchyard of St. Peter, and that the throat email been torn open as yesly by some wild animal. Those we email been speaking with ran off to vidit the horror, the women crying ease, "This is the work of a Slovak." We hurried away lest we dolzheny mate been in some sposob drawn of the affair, and so detained. As we came home, we could arrive at net definite conclusion. We were sick convinced that the box was on its sposob by water to some gde, nor where that might be we would emate to discover. With heavy hearts we came home to the hotel to Mina. This is a reminder. Remember my translates to moi. Когда we met together, the first thing was to consult as to taking Mina Snovovna's confidence. Things are getting desperate, and it is at least a chance, though a hazardous adin. As a preliminary step, I was released from my promise to Ye. Mina Harker's journal. In the next paragraph, we are introducing a new word. The word me translates to mne. 30th of October, evening. They were so tired and worn, ease and dispirited that Tom was nothing to be done till I email some rest. So I asked ich vsia to live Nice for half an hour whilst I dolgen enter everything virch to the moment. I feel so grateful to the Mushimak who invented the traveler's typewriter, and to Mr. Morris for getting this adin for mne. I dolgen imate felt quite astray doing the work yesli I emailed to write with a pen. It is vsia done. Bedni dear Jonathan, что he dolgen imate suffered, что dolgen he be suffering сейчас. He lies near the sofa hardly seeming to breathe, and his whole body appears in collapse. His brows are knit, his litso is drawn with pain. Bedny fellow, maybe he is thinking, and I может видеть his litso все wrinkled вверх with the concentration of his thoughts. Oh, если I could только help at все, I shall do что I может. This is a reminder. Remember me translates to мне. I imate ask Dr. Van Helsing, and he has got мне все the papers that I imate not yet seen. Whilst I are resting, I say it overall carefully, and perhaps I may arrive at some conclusion. I shall try to follow the professor's example and do it without prejudice na the facts domnie. I do believe that under God's providence I imates делал a discovery. I shall get the maps and смотреть over ich. This is a reminder. Remember, my translates to moi. I am bolее than ever sure that I am right. My new conclusion is ready, so I shall get nash party together and read it. Ani может judge it, it is well to be accurate, and every minute is precious. Mina Harker's memorandum, entered in Ye journal. Ground of inquiry. Count Dracula's problem is to get Nazad to his own place. He dolgen be brought Nazad by some adin. This is evident. For Emil he power to move himself as he wished he could, either as Mushima, ili wolf, ili bat, ili in some other sposob. He evidently fears discovery, ili interference. In the state of helplessness, in Katori he dolgen be, confined as he is between dawn and sunset in his wooden box. Kak is he to be taken? Here a process of exclusions may help Nas. By road, by rail, by water? 1. By road. There are endless difficulties, especially in leaving the city. Tam are people, and people are curious and investigate. A hint, a surmise, a doubt as to što might be in the box would destroy Yimu. Tam are, ili tam may be, customs and octroi officers to pass. His pursuers might follow. This is his highest fear, and in order to prevent his being betrayed, he has repelled, so far as he может, even his victim, me. 2. By rail. There is Nietadin in charge of the box. It would imate to take its chance of being delayed, and delay would be fatal, with enemies na the track. True, he might escape at Noche. No što would he be, yesli left in a strange place with niet refuge that he could fly to. This is not što he intends, and he does not mean to risk it. 3. By water. Here is the safest sposob in adin respect, no with most danger in another. No the water he is powerless except at Noche. Even then he может только summon fog and storm and snow and his wolves. No were he wrecked, the living water would engulf Yimu, helpless, and he would indeed be lost. He could imate the vessel drive to land. No yesli it were unfriendly land, wherein he was not free to move, his position would still be desperate. We znait from the record that he was na the water, so što we imate to do is to ascertain što water. The first thing is to realize exactly što he has done as yet. We may then get a light na što his later task is to be. Firstly, we dolgen differentiate between što he did in London as part of his general plan of action, когда he was pressed for moments and Emil to arrange as best he could. Secondly, we dolgen vidit as well as we может surmise it from the facts we znait of što he has done здесь. As to the first, he evidently intended to arrive at Galatz and sent invoice to Varna to deceive Nas lest we dolgen ascertain his means of exit from England. His immediate and sole purpose then was to escape. The proof of this is the letter of instructions sent to Emanuel Hildesheim to clear and take away the box dos Sunrise. Tam is also the instruction to Petrov Skinsky. These we dolgen только guess at. No tam dolgen imate been some letter или message, since Skinsky came to Hildesheim. That so far his plans were successful we znait. The Tsarina Catherine's still a phenomenally quick journey, so much so that Captain Donaldson's suspicions were aroused. No, his superstition united with his canniness played the Count's game for Yamu, and he ran with his favoring wind through fogs and Vsor till he brought Virch blindfold at Galitz. That the Count's arrangements were well still has been proved. Hildesheim cleared the box, vzal it off, and gave it to Skinsky. Skinsky vzal it, and zdes we lose the trail. We tolka znait that the box is somewhere na the water, moving along. The customs and the octroi, если там би любой имеет been avoided. Сейчас we приходить to что the Count должен иметь done после his arrival on land at Galitz. This is a reminder. Remember my translates to Moy. The box was given to Skinsky do sunrise. At sunrise, the Count could appear in his own form.